tell us, what are the three most important issues in the sheriff's race?
To me, and my campaign and my platform, Pam, the three most important issues, beginning with community policing. I began my career in law enforcement in the 60s with Fairfax County Police Department, which is obviously one of the better departments in the nation. I was very fortunate to be part of that organization for over 20 years. And in spending my time there in Fairfax County, being such a progressive department, I was part of the community policing program there, which involved bringing the community policing concept had just started back in the 60s and 70s, and I progressed through that with Fairfax County. Another thing that I would like to do in my campaign is reprioritize the deputies' responsibilities with Spotsylvania County Sheriff's Department. We have approximately 200 deputies there, and we have a great core of people. I feel that we could better serve the public, Pam, by reorganizing, sorry about that, the office. We have a lot of fat at the top that I think could be trimmed to put more police officers on the street, and we need additional police officers, gangs, and drugs. That's a major concern of mine right now. Spotsylvania County being located on Route 95, which is a major drug trafficking and gang transport highway, being located between Richmond and Washington, D.C., we do have quite a narcotics problem. That's another thing that I intend to, working with other law enforcement officials in the area, to reinstitute the drug task force, now also involving gangs. At one point in time, we had one of the most successful task forces in the history of the state police. Unfortunately, that was terminated. And working with other officials in the area, I'd like to see that reinstituted to take some of the burden off of taxpayers, get the community more involved in education on gangs and drugs and what really goes on in our community. Thirdly, I would like to improve services to the public. By outreaching businesses, schools, civic organization, churches. I think that the more eyes we have on the street, Pam, the better off we would be. And I feel that by working closer with the communities, also reinstating Spotsylvania's open door policy, where you can talk to the sheriff and you can talk to upper management. We have a little bit of a morale problem in the department right now, and I feel that a grievance procedure for the deputies, open door with the communities, where people can contact the sheriff by phone or walk in the office and talk to me. I think that puts a lot of confidence back in the department, and it also gets the community more involved. By doing that also, I think we can do a lot more recruiting locally. I have a plan to start an intern program through the Spotsylvania County school systems. I've talked to many of the leaders in the school system to take juniors and seniors from high school, start an internship program to see if they would like to be in law enforcement before they spend several $100,000 on a college degree and decide that law enforcement's not for them. So by starting an intern program, I think we could gap the, what I call the minority gap in the county. We could recruit more females and more minorities. And we could better use the services of the community to reinforce the Sheriff's Department.
You mentioned that you are aware that there is a morale problem right now within the division. Do you know what is causing that?
No, ma'am, I really don't. I've talked to a lot of the deputies in the department. I retired May the 1st to campaign full-time from the department, and I've talked to a lot of the deputies. It just seems that reaching the top of the organization is something that's very hard to do, and I plan to bridge that gap the way I said.
Okay. Obviously, you've summarized the chief issues and some of your goals there. Our question is, why should the voters of Spotsylvania County choose you as the next sheriff?
Well, Pam, actually, I have more experience than my two competitors combined. As I said earlier, I began my career in the 60s with Fairfax County. I have received and dedicated my life to public service. My entire adult life has been involved in police work. I have the best qualifications to move us forward. There are a lot of grants and a lot of things that we could do to better the department, to keep the burden off the taxpayers. Right now, with the economic times that we're going through, no one wants to hear the taxes are being raised. And I think by restructuring the department, we can do that. Getting more community outreach, I believe, is an answer to getting more eyes on the street to better help serve the public, to better know what's going on in the department. With my training with the Regional Drug Narcotics Task Force here in Fredericksburg area when I was working for the Commonwealth Attorney's Office, I have made a lot of contacts in the business community, in the minority community, that I have a lot of support, and I think that's one way that we could better serve the public.